Today, it's all about those canning jars. Rebel canners teaching all kinds of food preservation, including the old way. These screw top lids with the threads in here were invented by John Landis Mason, and he took out the patent in November 28, 1858. And his jar became known as the Mason jar, which is what we commonly call all of them, no matter who the manufacturer was. But it has continued in some fashion right through till today. The blue color comes from the sand they used. This sand came from the Hoosier Slide outside of Muncie, Indiana, and they moved their plant, Ball did, from New York to Muncie because it had free natural gas. And so when the plant burned in New York, they moved to Muncie, Indiana for the newly discovered natural gas resource there. And they used the sand from the sand dune there, and it produced this lovely blue color because of the minerals in it. And it was so highly prized for making glass that they shipped that sand all over by train and made glass everywhere with it. This jar is made by Atlas, but Ball made a majority of them right there in Muncie, Indiana. And now the sand dune is gone. By the 1920s, the entire sand dune had been used, and it is no more because of this. And so that's why these are so highly prized, because the color can't really be reproduced because they used up the natural resources to make it. And now you know why everybody wants to collect this blue one, because they're not making them anymore. In 1882, clamp lid jars called lightning jars first became made. And those are the ones you recognize with the bail. They come over and clamp on a top of the jar with a glass. And so if you see these, you know they were made after 1882. The Atlas Company started in the 1800s and went through 1964, and they invented the Atlas Strong Shoulder. So in dating this jar, I can tell it's a lightning jar. It's got the bail and the wire, missing the ring. It has the smooth shoulder. It says Atlas Easy Seal on it. And so I can date this jar between 1800s and 1964, when Atlas went out of business. And they did the patent on the strong shoulder jars. So you'll see that the shoulder goes clear up to the top, and there's not that little lip in there. So this is a beautiful jar. I just bought it at an estate sale, and I'm going to use it to store some of my dry goods and spices in. I am so excited to have it in my collection. This jar I'm holding in my hand now is a Kerr. The Kerr company started in 1903, and they invented the two-part lid as we know it today. And they also made the first wide mouth canning jars, which I absolutely love for canning my meats in. In 1993, the Ball Corporation sold off their canning line to the Jardine Corporation, and that's about it in the history of canning. To date your Ball jar, flip them over and look at the stamp on them and compare it to one of the charts like this I found online. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications on our next posting. Follow us on Facebook. We're the ones with the black canning jar in the picture.